Before I even start, I like to say I'd rather die of praise than be saved by criticism. Professor Annette Hofmann, did research, she's from Germany, and traveled all over the U.S. and visited practically every Turnverein that we have here. And she had a lot of insight on all the archives. And she mentioned that the archives of New York are about the most complete and the largest collection ever in the state. I don't want to brag, but I think that should be said. So, what is a Turner Pass? When you moved, as a Turner, when you moved, let's say from New York to Cleveland, you would request a Turner Pass from your society. It was more or less a reference, a referral, and you would present that now, let's say at Cleveland, when you joined the Cleveland Turners. Now these Turner Passes contain a lot of history, right? First of all, you started off with the heading, and they showed the American flag. That was because the American Turners wanted to be friendly with the Germans, Turnerbund, but they did not want to be associated with them. They wanted to be independent American Turners. And then when you see the Turner Pass itself, it's mostly show artistically enhancements. It's beautifully decorated and designed. And then the wording was usually in German. It sounded something like Turner so-and-so, that's over here, was from September 20th, 1953 to December 15th, 1885, a member of our Verein society, and we recommend same to all national Vereins for friendly acceptance. So that showed that you had a clean bill of health, you were a Turner in good standing. However, you were not a Turner in good standing if you didn't pay your dues. Collecting dues was a problem in 1850, and in 2009 it still is. With one difference. At that time they paid dues of 25 cents a month, $3 a year. Today it's $800 a year. So that changed. But going on, as I mentioned, there's so much to learn out of a Turner Pass, and just alone the signatures. So you have, let's say, the second speaker signs, right? You didn't have a vice president or a president. That job was too powerful. The old Turners, they wanted, under all circumstances, to avoid a one-man rule. The majority rules. So the speaker, the vice speaker's job was to run meetings under strict democratic rules and regulations, and to see that everybody who was present had the opportunity to speak and express his opinion. And decisions were made strictly by majority, by vote. So, real great democratic organizations. Then you had the Schriftwort. Well, that's a Schrift is writing. It means he takes care of the minutes and the correspondence. Then you had the Turnwort, which is a very important job. He was a physical educator, and he ran the gym classes. Then you had, this is very interesting, a Seckelwort. Anybody know what a Seckelwort is? Well, in German, when you want to sweeten up a word, you put a points over the A into A, and on the end you hang a EL, and you sweeten up the word, making something sound more petite. So a sock is a potato sack. You have potatoes in flour. And a seckel is something very small. It's a little sack. And in the very old days, people carried their money or their little gold pieces in a sack under their belt. So you see, so the second one was basically the financial secretary. And you see the Turners had still a little humor there too, as staunch and as strict as they were. And then on the bottom they had the seal usually. But very interesting too are the turn passes that were issued to German Turners who came over to America. Some of them artistically much nicer than the ones in the U.S. Beautifully done, sometimes in color. And we have them as there, you can see that. But one Turner pass is really a gem in history. It's the regular Turner pass, and it's a recommendation that this Turner did very well as a Turner and should be accepted, etc. But the last 3 lines is just beautifully done, where it says, Turner so-and-so is not leaving his heimatliche hat, his fireside, his home, because he wants to. He has to leave because he has to, because the mighty arm of the state police is reaching out for him, because he was a member of the 1850s. So here you have a wonderful case where a document focuses on a single fate of an individual, and here you confirm the history, a little bit of history of the 1850s. So I stand here today and am sort of happy and relieved to see that the Max Kade Center will be the new home for our archives, and you know you'll enjoy them, appreciate them, and take good care of them. Thank you.